Hey guys, what is going on? Carter here. Got another video for you. I think it is high time that I dove into an Emerson collection 2015. This is where my Emerson collection is at right now. It's not insanely huge, but it does have some good pieces in it, I think. So let's dive right in. We'll start with a classic design. This is the CQC7 right here, satin blade, plain edge. This one was made in 2013. As you can see right there. Absolutely beautiful. You can see those grind lines. Chisel ground blade. I really like that. I think that's cool, especially the stone washing that's on the back there. I think that looks really, really classy. This is a perfect example of an Emerson. Nice early lockup, no stick, nice and smooth, perfectly centered. Beautiful, beautiful piece. Has the standoffs that was implemented in 2013. 2013 are the first knives to have the standoffs, which are now standard. Personally, I prefer that over the backspacer. I think the backspacer looks nicer, but as far as integrity of the knife, strength of the knife, how solid it is, I think this is a much better solution than the backspacer is. So we'll set this guy right over here. To go along with that, I have a really cool one. This is the Benchmade CQC7 right here. Benchmade USA, same blade, chisel ground, but this time it's an ATS 34 steel. You can see the heavy sandblasting on the blade right there. That's not bead blasting, that is sandblasting. It looks a lot different. Thumb discs, which is stainless steel, instead of the black thumb disc, which you'll see on most Emerson knives nowadays. Tip down carry only, which is very interesting. You can see right here, Emerson Spec War model CQC7. Nice lockup on this, really good condition. You can tell it was carried for some time, but right now it is in very, very good condition for what it is. Plastic backspacer right there. Now the story behind this particular knife is before Emerson started his own production line of knives, back when he was only doing custom knives, he did a collaboration with Benchmade, and this is the result of that collaboration. There was a number of models they produced. I think they did an automatic, they did a larger version of this, of course, serrated, and I think there's a smaller version of this as well. There's something like 3 or 4 models as part of that collaboration. Very cool stuff if you can find one of these, especially in really good condition like this one. It's a great collector's piece to have. I really like it. Now let's jump into Commanders. Let's start with the newest Commander. Now this is a user for me. I've carried this quite a bit. I've taken it apart. I've cleaned it. This one is probably my most used Emerson knife that I have in my collection. It's a 2013 Satin Combo Edge. For some reason, I just felt like going with the Combo Edge on this Commander. Something to do with this recurve right here. I like the idea of having a serrated edge kind of in this back piece. I don't know why. I think it looks kind of cool too. But I really like this knife. It's a lot of fun, really good lockup. This also has the standoffs in the back. I switched out the black pocket clip, like this one, for a stainless steel one. I thought it goes well with the blade and looks pretty cool. So let's put that one right here. Next up, we have another Commander. This is a 2000 Commander. It has an old retired finish on the blade, plain edge you can see right there. This is the chrome finish. I really, really wish Emerson would bring this back. I like this finish a lot. It was a nice addition to the black blade and the satin stonewash blade, something in between. You can see it has almost a bead blast look to it, but it's not. It's actually chrome coated, so it's really tough, really corrosion resistant, and it kind of gives that muted steel look to it. I actually really, really like it. I really, really like this knife as well. You can see right there, USA 2000. It is missing some of the nomenclature that you'll see right here. This one says Commander made in USA, wave feature, patent number, so on and so forth. This one does not. It also does not have a serial number on it. You can see it has a black thumb disc like the others. The scales, you'll notice, is a little bit different. This has the 3 screws holding the scale on. Underneath this scale is 2 additional screws that go through this backspacer. 2 on this side, two on this side holding this thing together. This is the really old style of putting these knives together, and this is how his customs are currently still being put together, just like this, with a scale, small screws, and then screws going all the way through, actually holding the thing completely together. This one is rock solid. You can see it has thinner liners than the newer Commanders, the newer models, really. He switched a number of years back to thicker titanium liners than the ones he used to have. So that's really cool on the new knives. But this one is also still just rock solid, really, really good. It features a plastic backspacer as well. So that's definitely something he used to do back in the day. Instead of G10, he went from plastic to G10, now to standoffs. So really kind of cool to see the differences in these knives and how they change. So going back one more year in the Commander series, we have a 99 Commander right here. Now this is 1 year after the famed 1998 Commander. The 98 Commander is a much sought after Emerson collectible. The reason for that is that was the very first year of his production knives, and he actually worked on and hand finished all of those Commanders himself. So they are basically a production custom, a mid-tech, whatever you want to call it. I guess mid-tech would probably be the best description, although really it's kind of a custom. It just doesn't have the usual custom features like the titanium bolster and the micarta. This one is also held together with 3 screws holding the scale down. The texture on this scale is much different than what you'll see now and what you'll see in years after this. You can see on the blade, it just has the year 99, doesn't have a serial number, doesn't say what the model is, no additional information on there. This one's obviously been used quite a bit. It's been sharpened, it's been carried. I think some of these screws have been replaced. I believe the original screws should have been flathead screws. I may be wrong on that, but I'm not sure if these are original screws. Who knows what this thing has been through. It may also have had one of the liners replaced. I have reason to believe that the liner may actually have been replaced at some point, but it's a really cool knife to have in my collection. It's the only knife with a black blade that I currently have, so that's kind of cool. Nice piece of history right there. Now moving into more modern Emersons, we have the Sheepdog right here, which is Emerson's first flipper knife ever produced. Also features a bearing system. I've got a review on this knife. I believe I have a review on the Commander CQC7. I've probably shown off a couple of these in past videos, but never all together at the same time. This is a collaboration piece, first flipper ever produced, bearing system like I just said. Everything else is your standard Emerson fare. Standoffs in the back, titanium liner lock, all the usual stuff. I went with the Bowie blade because I really like Bowie blades. Something about them just really, really cool. That clip point lifestyle, as I like to say. Very cool stuff. Really like that knife. Kind of a cool benchmark in the history of Emerson. Years from now, we'll be looking back to the very first flipper design because I think there's going to be a lot of these coming down the pipe in the future. Speaking of revolutionary Emerson knives, we also have the Iron Dragon. This is a 2015. This is a 2015. Brand new features. This has a bearing system as well. You can see this beautiful, beautiful clip point blade, but it also has a nice recurve in there, kind of like if this and this had a baby. Well, this and this had a baby, it would be something close to this. You can see how this handle compares to the Commander. Very, very similar. Ergonomics are going to be amazing on this. They are amazing on this. Stainless steel thumb disc, which you don't see on these other knives except for the Benchmade one, so that's really cool. But the thing that sets this knife off is the titanium frame lock with the lock bar insert right there. Now this is not the first Emerson knife to have a frame lock. He's been doing this for a number of years in limited runs, but it is the first time that a titanium frame lock has a stainless steel lock bar insert. You can see how buttery smooth this knife is on those bearings. Good detent, great design, really, really cool, awesome knife. Really like this one. So there it is, guys. This is my Emerson knife collection as it stands right now. I'm not sure if I'll be expanding it anytime soon, but I like what I have. You can tell that I'm a big fan of the Commander design. There's something really classic about it, something really tactical and useful about it, and I love the history. You can really just spend your whole knife career collecting just Commanders if you want, tracing the different things that have changed throughout the years, as well as the special editions that range from fairly common to extremely, extremely rare. The Commanders is a really cool knife to get into Emerson's if you like collecting and things like that. You can always find awesome changes that have been made, secret knives and limited knives and things like that. So that's it, guys. If you like this video, give me a like, give me a subscribe, leave me a comment, tell me how your day is, tell me how my day is, tell me how my day should be, tell me how your day should be, tell me what you're doing tomorrow. Let me know what's going on. Until then, I'm out of here. You guys take it easy.